Hello, Capricorn, and welcome to Soul Guidance with Adriana. I'm Adriana. I'm a transformational life coach and abundance consultant. I've got an intuitive message for you. Today, we're going to start with your animal oracle card. This is Dolphin, number 42, happiness. So, overall message of going with the flow, but understanding that happiness is always self-created. Now, you might say, nope, that's not true. Something happens and then I feel happy. No, you made yourself feel happy by your thoughts and your beliefs about what happened. The same thing could happen to someone else, and they might have a totally different emotional response. And this concept is such an important concept because life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, right? Isn't that one of our rights, our endemic rights? The pursuit of happiness is available to us at any time. And the power in happiness comes from understanding that it comes from the inside, not from the outside. So if you can be happy no matter what is going on around you, not only do you develop this spiritual strength to withstand anything, you also have the potential to completely disregard fear. Because what is there to be afraid of if you can always find something to be happy of? And fear is what drives us to do the stupidest and the worst things. Fear is what drives us to behave against ourselves, to self-sabotage, to hurt others. All of that comes from fear. And if happiness and owning and empowering our happiness is the key out of fear, this is probably the most powerful card in this particular deck. All right, get off my soapbox. Let's get the rest of your cards here. Chirunos, starting the week. This is interesting because this card is illusion. What illusions does your mind give to you? What thoughts do you believe that really aren't true? This energy is also asking you to look at the way you are to yourself. Are you always loving to yourself, or is there an element of self-sabotage? Card also asks us to look at our relationship to the environment. And when we look at our relationship to the environment, we're really looking at a relationship to ourselves. The way you treat your mother is really the way you treat yourself. And I'm thinking Mother Earth here. So, themes of responsibility, but also seeing clearly, okay? You may be stuck in an illusion about something, Capricorn. You may be believing something that just isn't true and stuck in an ego-fueled fear circumstance. Let's look at where you're headed. Oh, well, that's good news. 8 of Cups has you leaving, departing from this illusion, departing from seeing something for what it's not. That's really not a good way to put it. From being stuck in an illusion. The 8 of Cups is asking you to heal your perception and heal your priorities. This is a little tricky, so just give me a second here. Okay, I see. Because of what you have chosen to believe here, what you believe, this self-sabotaging or negative belief here, it has allowed you to take or forced you to take certain responsibilities under your wing, and it has caused you to prioritize in the wrong order. Okay, so instead of prioritizing the truth of yourself or what's really important to you, you've been prioritizing something else. And the 8 of Cups gives you the release from this situation. But what you need to do is be very honest with yourself and look at what you've been prioritizing and ask yourself if that really lines up with your happiness. Does that priority line up with my happiness? Does this priority line up with my happiness? That will be the key to healing this imbalance. And I want to say this is a bit of a negative cycle. When you get stressed out, Capricorn, you tend to prioritize the wrong things. Okay? The very thing which you pay least attention to, you ought to be paying most attention to. So that can be a clue in itself. Whatever you're prioritizing right now really, really ought to be on the back burner. Okay, let's look at significant energy coming in. 5 of Wands. Okay, this is a good sign. This is a regaining of energy. Okay, understanding that you have more energy than what you thought. It may take a while for it to settle and get organized, but you're actually going to reclaim some energy to deal with the chaos and the stress that you are trying to mitigate right now. Okay, my guides are saying next card, 2 of Pentacles. This is your overall message, the overall healing message of this reading, which is juggling. Okay, priorities are tricky things because sometimes they have to shift, and sometimes they have to shift even within the same day. You know, you can start off your day with the best intentions of self-care first, work second, and everything else later, and then an emergency comes up, and suddenly what was on the front burner is now way on the back burner, and you have to just completely redo what you were doing. And juggling, you see how she's tossing these 2 pentacles around. It's constant. You're constantly in this state of flux, flow, like what we talked about before. And look, these colors are very similar in the 2 cards. It's fascinating. I love when they do that. So being willing to shift your priorities around as needed, but always keeping sight of what is the most important priority. And if that priority has to go on the back burner, make sure that it immediately comes onto the front burner as quickly as possible. You know, otherwise it's going to congeal and turn into something kind of gross. But really, that's not too far off, because that's what's happened with this Chirunos energy. This is misplaced priority that just hasn't been revisited, and so it has not convalesced, but yeah, congealed into something. So in fact, some of you may be experiencing this as some kind of health problem that is not allowing you to operate at full capacity because it's your body trying to get your attention. You know, hey, you've been running on empty for too long. You need to start to feed us. So, summarize this all up, Capricorn. Reprioritize, rebalance, and re-empower your happiness. All right. Thank you so much for joining me for this reading. And I do always love to hear from you. If you feel like leaving a comment, that's always very appreciated and very welcome. I look forward to seeing you next time, and I wish you so many abundant blessings for your week ahead.